this is for the month of February. It's the sweetest season to snuggle up with a cozy cup of tea and warm up from the lingering winter chill. Anyway, so this lists our teas and all the things. We have, of course, our usual baggies. And by the way, I already have a hot cup of water. Can you see the steam? Already have a hot cup of water, so we can pick our tea out right away. Anyway, interesting. Ooh, interesting. Most of these are loose this month. We have the warming organic ginger tea with turmeric root. That is really yellow, which turmeric root is. Not as chunky as I would expect, but it's for a loose tea, but looks nice. And that's how that looks from the front. This is turmericteas.com, so that makes sense. Second, we have also another, ooh, this one has big bits. You guys probably can't see them, but there are big bits in there. This is the Tiny Bee Tea Honey Queen. Wow. Anyway, so there's that. I can do a loose tea, maybe. Our third loose tea is from Absurd Sweet. This is Absurd Sweet Orange Green Tea from mymentallyteas.com. Again, it says, taste powerful teas. And then we have from Tealyra. These should be in pouches. And Tealyra's been hit or miss. I'll admit that. This one is Wild Mountain Herbs. I love that packaging. That's beautiful. So that's our 4 teas. And as much as I want to go ahead and try one of these 3, I think we're going to throw this one into the cup. And then we will talk about these teas. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And I'm hoping and praying that these are indeed temples, which Tealyra has sent in the past. Let's open up a temple. Maybe. Yes, it's temples. Oh, it smells kind of grassy too. There's the temple. Ta-da, little nice temple. Throwing that in my tea. Ooh, that's a nice chunky temple. And I'm throwing that in my water, which already has its milk and sugar. We're going to let that start to steep. So all of these are, all but the Absurd Sweet Orange Green Tea are caffeine free. That one has medium caffeine. Anyway, so we have the Winter from Turmeric Teas, restorative ginger tea with turmeric root and aromatic blend, spice blend that warms and heals from within. I like turmeric. I really do. I like turmeric and cumin. Add cumin to your polenta. It's actually really good, but that sounds really nice. And then we have the Honey Queen by Tiny Bee Tea. I was going to say, I say what's in them, don't I, usually? Ginger, turmeric, cinnamon, black pepper, cloves. They say they're all organic. And then for this one, we have, I'm trying to read these, so I'm just going to take the glasses on. It's easier. Whoop. For this one, there's apple, rosehip, pineapple, lemongrass, citric acid, citrus peels, and flavor. This honey and lemon herbal blend is pollinated with our special Tiny Bee powers. A soothing nectar aroma balances sweet fruity notes for a taste that will leave you buzzing. Very cute. I actually would have probably tried this one first if it had been in temples. Probably. And then we have the Absurd Sweet Orange Green. This has young hyson, Chinese green tea, all natural flavor, orange peel pieces, safflower petals. The fact that the flavoring comes before the orange peel or the sunflower little odd because ingredients go by what the most is in there. So there is more flavoring in there than there is orange peel pieces and sunflower petals. Anyway, when young hyson green tea meets sweet orange, there's no stopping this dynamic mix. With a sprinkle of safflower petals, there's nothing that this sweet partnership can't fix. It does look, wow. I wonder if the red bits are the safflower. But you can see them in there. It's it's not chunky, but it's got more chunk to it than your standard teas. And finally, we have from Tealyra, the Wild Mountain Herbs. This has fennel, eucalyptus, peppermint, crisp mint leaves, spruce needles, blackberry leaves, raspberry leaves, creeping thyme, wow, ribwort leaves, rosemary, anise, sage, sunflower, elder blossom, mallow blossom, safflowers, and gentian root. That's a lot. Wild Mountain Herbs is a great and powerful healing herbal blend with savory herbal notes and a delicate minty finish. Crisp mint leaves are the third ingredient. Well, this is the one we're going to be trying. So, interesting box. Interesting box. I'm all for trying it. How about you? So hello and welcome to Dommy Tries This. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug is one of many Starbucks mugs that my daughter has gotten me in the past. It even says Starbucks on the inside. There we go. We've had that for a little bit. And as you all know from our opening, we have in it our Tealyra Wild Mountain Herbs tea. This has not been, as you all know, steeping for very long, so we're just going to go ahead and give her a sip. I'm a little worried about this. There is a lot in this tea. There's a lot in this tea. But let's give her a sip so we can go ahead and get started. I'm getting the mint. Be interesting what happens and what it is like at the end of our video, which you know is not going to be very long because of the way I do these things. And we are getting into our ice cream box for February. Alert, the color scheme fits. And they put a little Valentine sticker. Mine got a little beaten up, and that does end up affecting what came in the box. But we did create this look mostly with what's in the box. If you're interested in seeing this look and seeing what's in the box, just keep on watching. Let's dig into here. We got our card, which I'm not looking at right yet. Oh, we got boxes. We got lots of boxes. So first of all, we have from Babe Beauty a coral blush. Beauty. It's amazing that I write because I can't pronounce anything. I need a knife. Of course I do, because I can't open things. Oh, nice packaging. So, get my fingerprints all over the pretty packaging. So there is the packaging. Isn't she gorgeous? You can see everything back there. Beauty. Oh, wow. That's a bit bright. I mean, it's, wow. Okay. So, wow. Oh no. Okay, I don't know if I can wear this. I don't know if I can wear that. I'm gonna remove that and try it with a brush. Because damn, that doesn't even want to come off. Okay. I'm already in trouble. Oh my Lord. All right. But you know, they are supposed to be for colorful makeup. That's definitely colorful. Okay, let me look at my blush brushes. Because honestly, if it's going to be that bright with a brush, oh boy. Okay, so that's not that bad. That needs some building. Regular swatching for blushes is a little much, I guess. But holy cow on the shine and the pinkness. But if it's that controllable, it's there. It's adding a flush. I can live with a flush. I can't live with, hi, I'm pink. Anyway, that would have been clown eyes. All right, also from the same company, we have a blushing blush. Why are there two blushes in here? That's a little odd. Oh God, from the swatch it looks even pinker. Guys, oh my. So this one is a blushing blush. It's in a much smaller container. Doesn't feel quite as nice, and it is really bright pink. Oh my God, really? Okay. There are some people who might like a bright pink. We'll put it next to the other one. Again, it's something that looks like it would be buildable. We won't use both today. I think I'd be more inclined towards the peachy. God, that pink is just pink. It's very bubblegum. Also buildable. Oh boy. Moving right along, we have from Estate. I love Estate. Space-bound highlighter. I think I actually just got rid of like a couple of their things. They're into pinks this month. So there's the Estate. There's the thing. That is very soft. That's almost moussey. Wow. I'm going to be pink today. This is not the color story I was looking for. Anyway. That's pretty. I don't mind that. I don't generally tend towards pink highlighters. My entire back of my hand looks pinkish. I don't generally tend towards pink highlighters, but that one doesn't make me that mad. And then we have a long box. We have a long, pretty box. This says it is a long stay eyeliner called Charmacy. Or from Charmacy. It's color DE02, I guess. I don't know if I'll use this because pencil eyeliners are a problem for me, y'all know. My eyes are too touchy to deal with scratchy, hard to put on eyeliners. Most gel eyeliners are a problem for me too. Thank you, box. I have a box I can actually open. We have an eyeliner that doesn't want to come out. Okay, so I do like the way this is put together. I mean, it's an eyeliner, but that's kind of nice. You have two ends. It is liquid and pencil. Okay, so it has a liquid side that is a pencil side that you can roll up. It's very rosy. So I guess the theme this month is roses because everything's pink. And then on the other end, they have a liquid tip, which I do like. Oh, that's a much nicer color. That's nice. Okay, I'm not as mad at it now. I don't know if I'll use the pencil side for much. If I ever get back to my Cakespirations, that might be a good thing to use that for. All right, what else do we have in here? We have quite a bit in here. And then we have from Floss, My new favorite lip gloss. I think I have one of these. Or I had one of these. I think I was thinking about getting rid of it because, oh, I don't have one of these. I think I have from the same company. I think the one I had was clear. If I still have it, I may still have it. No, it looks like that's one of the ones that got, you know, thrown out. Very pink. Pink! Everything's pink. Folks, I'm not. And then we have, oh, didn't I just get this? Okay, so I'm not seeing it in my stuff. I thought I got it. Maybe because I've had, it was on our It's New, and, anyway, but it's not going to meet what I need, so I'm going to have to bring in another palette. That's okay, I can do that. But with the palette this month is Wicked Beauty's Love Sick. Comes in a nice sleeve. Wicked Widow does have a beautiful... Mine broke. Oh no. Oh no, mine broke. Okay, I will have to contact them. All right, I'm pressing it in there. It's the one color that would work with what I want to wear today. I have pressed that in. I don't know. It's a beautiful color. That's a gorgeous color. Okay. Jesus. Okay, so we got it now. I don't want to lift it up, I'm afraid. Okay, so Wicked Beauty has very nice quality. I've really enjoyed using their, the one from Halloween that we got. And, oh boy. All right, so I think that's it. We actually did really well this month. We have 6 items. That's with the damp rag. We're having to rub that eyeliner off. And as you can see, that stuff wants to stay. I'm going to have to bring in the blues and greens I need for the outfit from another palette. That's fine. All right, so their card, Love Always Wins. I guess that's why everything's pink. Let's see. So the Lovesick palette by Wicked Widow Beauty was $36. This is their companion sister palette to Graveyard Smash, which is the one that I got. It was the first time trying Wicked Widow Beauty, and their quality is just great based on that palette. And their Tea Time palette, which I never got. Contains 4 duochromes and 4 mattes. Palette's magnetic, so the shades are interchangeable with any Wicked Beauty square pen shade. The shades are pigmented, blah, blah, blah. So $36. The Sonic Spacebound highlighter by Estate was $12, which is right on par with their usual pricing. I'm not mad at that. The ATH lip gloss by Floss Beauty is $16. There's a lot of, yeah, I'm okay with that as a pricing. That's reasonable. The Blush to Blush to Go set by Bo Babe Beauty. I'm hoping Bo. He's your Bo. 1 full size, 1 travel size blush. Shades vary. Applied to your cheeks. And then a double-sided duochrome eyeliner from Charmacy Global is $12. The blush set together is $42. I'm thinking. I don't know how I feel about that. 42 seems a bit high. Because I can see spending on the upward end of $25 for a large size like this. Most of the blushes I buy that are really good quality are less than that. But, you know, for a brand I don't really know and all that, I could see spending $25. But let's assume that that's 30. That means that this is 12. That's a bit high. This does not have that much product in it. It doesn't, okay? I'm going to go prep my face and we'll get into it. I'm going to also pick out my other palette, which needs to be in blues and purples. And we're also having a talk this time. Yeah, we're having a talk this time. I am going to get on my soapbox a little bit, which I think will hopefully make the whole thing just a touch more interesting. All right, see you in a second. Millimeter, whatever, soon. So we are going to use this Make-A-Wish from, I completely forget, my Serenity palette. On the inner corner, we are going to attempt to use the purple that broke down here. She's a bit dark, but that's fine. We're going to go into something else. Then I'm going to actually use from Season of the Witch Winter, hopefully, this green, which is also very dark. And then we're going to go into the Nomad palette and use this color here, Irokai Mackenzie, I think. On our outer corner, I haven't figured out what I'm doing for the point, but I'm probably going to go into this black for the crease. So, got it all figured out. It's not as much of a focus on the Wicked Widow as I would like it to be, but like I said, I have a brand new top that I picked out to wear, so that's what we're doing. And the reason I'm telling you all of this in advance is because we're going to be talking about something else entirely other than the way these are working. I will show you putting on the blush and the highlighter like I normally do, so we can relatively rate the box at the end and how all the products worked. It's part of the reasons we do these try-ons. But I also wanted to talk to you guys about something else because I'm still recovering from it, and that's anemia. And part of that is going to be a story time. Hopefully it makes it more interesting. So, for those that don't know, I actually was married once before. And I'm going to touch on briefly, very briefly, to this whole trad wife thing that's going on. I was a trad wife. And here's the problem with being a trad wife, is that you go into your marriage thinking your marriage is going to be it, right? It's supposed to be it. You're not supposed to, and you're supposed to stay home and take care of the kids and take care of the husband and all of that stuff. Great. Except it doesn't always work out that way. And mine did not work out that way. There was abuse involved. It's not the ex-husband. He didn't do it. Sadly, he was also a victim of the abuse. I'm going to attempt, now that I think about it, I've got that light purple on there. I'm going to attempt to put this darker color, letting go and go up from the crease up, just to add a little depth. But even though he was also a victim, in fact, him being a victim was probably part of the thing that contributed to the dissolution of the marriage. And I just decided I wasn't up to being abused like that anymore from the persons involved. And so I got a divorce. But I went into that marriage thinking that's what I was going to do. I was going to be a housewife. I was going to take care of the kids. And so I went into that marriage with pretty much next to no skills. I ended up going back to school because I had no way to take care of my kids. Fortunately, my mother had been a single mom, and I knew what I needed to do to get to where I needed to be able to take care of my kids, I thought. Anyway, so I went to school. First thing, going back to college, that's what I did. I knew I needed to get through that as quickly as possible. And I overloaded every single semester and every single quarter. So I started off in a junior college, which means in my quarter system that I was in, instead of the standard 12 units, I was taking 20. And, well, for most of them, I was taking 20. For the actual, when I went to my second college after I got my AA and I went in for my BA, I couldn't do 20 there. They wouldn't let me do 20 there. So I did 15 to 18. Actually had to be 16 because in the quarter system, I think they actually were 4-unit classes. I think. We are already falling apart, folks. I got sick. I got really, really sick. And I went in to the doctor and he did all the checks and it turned out I was anemic. Severely anemic. And this is no surprise because when I was doing this, I was working, going to school. I was taking these classes. I would literally leave my house at 6 in the morning, maybe with a bite of food. I was too broke to get lunch at school, and we didn't have a whole lot of food in the house. Divorced. I'm on federal aid. I left most of the food for my kids at the house. So I didn't have lunch, and half the time I wasn't getting home until after 10 o'clock at night. Now, on the one hand, I was kind of lucky because I had a bus system that worked that late that went through 2 different towns so that I could get to my campus. I am losing stuff so badly in there. I don't know what's going to happen here, but we're trying. Anyway, so I was getting home late. I wasn't eating most of the day until I met my second husband, and then he worked in the cafeteria. Sorry about that, folks. He worked in the cafeteria, and he would give me at least part of his lunch every day after we started dating, which incredibly sweet of him to do. But by that time, the damage was already being done. I was tired all the time, and I don't mean just tired. I mean bone dead, drained, tired. Even when I got home on weekends and rested, I was exhausted all the time. Finally got to see a doctor, and he diagnosed me with iron deficiency anemia. He had me go on iron pills, and we monitored it and got me up to where I needed to be. He said I was severely anemic at the time. We didn't even realize how bad this was going to be. So he got me on the iron pills, and we monitored it. We got me up to where I needed to be. And then he took me off them to see how my body would react. He was very concerned about whether or not my body was actually producing. The removal of the iron supplements was to see if my body was like, okay, we're back to where we're supposed to be, and we are going to be able to produce it on our own. You aren't going to need to take iron pills for the rest of your life. That didn't quite work out the way it was supposed to be. And it said, fuck no. Pretty much. In its own way, it said, fuck no. I'm going to go ahead and use this color Forest from here. I think it's quite possible it's going to blend in too much with this, but I'm hoping it's a little bit darker. I crashed so hard that I came down with the flu, and yeah, it's a little darker, but not much. I came down with the flu, and I ended up with that flu for a minimum of 3 months. It was horrible. It was so bad that I ended up having to leave the school which was its own nightmare because if you leave midterm and then it'll come back for a term, you kind of have to reapply and do all this other stuff. You have to get, if you have something like what I had, you have to do a forgiveness thing after the fact. And we did not know that I was going to be that sick. We really didn't. So, yeah, I was sick for at least 3 months with the flu, which is, it's actually pretty impressive that I survived it, but nobody should be sick that long with the flu. And I went back to my doctor, and he put me back on the iron, and he told me plain out right, you are going to need to be on iron the rest of your life. Period. End of discussion. And I have to take double the iron to stay up in the normal ranges. If I take less than that, I start to go below. And one of the reasons I'm talking about this now, that is really dark. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to go great with this shirt. Anyway, damn. I want to brighten up under the brow though. So I'm going to grab this pink Fall For You, and we're going to apply that over the pale pink there. Give it some shine and spark and bright, and bring out some shine and make that look less flat, because with that, all the dark colors around it, it's looking pretty flat and dull, and that is helping, I think. Oh man. And the way it's blending with this green up here, I don't know if you guys can see it. Wow, that's beautiful. So I was sick for months, and the doctor put me back on iron and told me I would probably be on iron for the rest of my life, that I had gotten so low in iron that my body was no longer producing it on its own. Period. Now, why is this a big deal to me, and why am I talking to you about it? Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Iron is like an important, it's like one of the foundations for your body. And I don't say that lightly. I am not a medical professional, but with my anemia, I did do some reading up on things. Do not take this as well, it's sort of going to be medical advice, but do be aware I am not a doctor. I am just going by my experiences and with what my doctors have done and some of the research I did. Because when you get sick like that from something like that, you want to know what the fuck is going on. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and finish the other eye, and then we'll get back. Since we have face things to do, we will talk about how important iron is to your body, because it really is incredibly important to your body. And I had no idea until my iron just completely flaked out on me. So we will talk about that after I get this other eye finished, and we're working on the rest of the stuff, okay? I don't have you in close for this. I probably should, but we're going to go ahead and give this a shot. And we're just going to line the bottom very carefully, I hope. Oh, I probably should have put... Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That went on really nice. However, I'm going to have to go and do that again probably, because I should have put all the stuff on the bottom that I wanted to do. The liner goes over the eyeshadow, Tommy. All right, so for my lining for underneath my eyes, I ended up using the color Good Night Moon here on the inner corner. I also brushed some of that up over the top, right under the brow, and then I went back into the Serenity palette and I picked up Serenity for most of this, and then I took this color Twilight for the back end. Just so you know what I did, that's all. And go ahead and redo that liner, which actually didn't get as badly covered up as I thought it would. It's there, but we'll redo the liner. We'll be good and redo the liner. I do have a lot of purple. Where is it? I do have a lot of purple starting to bleed down into my eyes because we are having so many issues tonight. It's just life. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Go over. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my line on the outside here. And yeah, well, it's there. You can see it. I think you can see it. I hope you can see it. It's there. This has good color. I love the point. That is very easy to work with. You can easily apply the pressure you want, right? And the color showed up really nicely. It's showing up purple on here, but I'm not surprised at that because, you know, seriously, a lot of purple on here right now. It's melding in with everything. It's not the rose gold that you would find on this end. Let's do something fun. Let's play with the little rose gold just a little bit. Let's take a little bit. She is not the pointiest of liners. And come around. Okay, so I am not getting much from this. Trying to do this. Now that could be a skin tone thing. That could be I need to put more pressure in, but it's not showing up. So we tried it. We tried it. I'll probably end up using this end up and not doing much with anything with the other end. And I'm going to go ahead and use my other purple. I don't know if it's, like I said, I don't know if it's going to show up the way it should. Iron has a big impact on your immune system. Which is why when my iron crashed this time, I ended up with a shit ton of breakouts because while the iron loss crash itself may not have been the reason why I broke out, it does affect your immune system, which can affect breakouts. So every time that I've let my iron drop, and this is the first time in years I've let my iron drop at all, and it wasn't really as deliberate as it sounds when I say let. I ran out of my iron supplement, and then I ran out of my multivitamin that has 100% iron in it. So I ended up being off my iron for probably a week and a half to 2 weeks. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but when your body's not producing it, when your bone marrow is not producing it or not producing enough of it, that's a long time. I'm going to be actually probably recovering for at least a month. I am finally feeling better after another week and a half of finally being back on my iron. But you get sick easier, you keep those illnesses longer, and then on top of all that, they can often be much more severe. I was real lucky that my flu symptoms didn't get any worse. The other thing it started to affect was my memory and my thinking. And in a way, I can be thankful in one way. If not for all of that, see, I didn't know I had ADHD at the time. I didn't realize that from the time that I was a very young age that I had found a management system. A management system for my ADHD. But when my iron crashed, particularly the second time my iron crashed, that management system went bye-bye. And While I still did well in college, in fact, one of the doctors I talked to about my ADHD was like, you can't have ADHD, you're getting A's in college. But I wasn't functioning as well as I was used to. I was having memory problems. I was having, my thinking got fuzzy, so to speak. It's almost, it wasn't COVID, but it's from what people have explained with COVID, it was very similar of this brain function that just wasn't quite right. And at the time, those were the two most serious things. But that's still foundational. Your thinking and your immune system going belly up. That's how we live, so to speak. It's not just, yes, your energy goes down, and that's one of the reasons why I was aware that the second time my iron crashed, that's how I was aware. Because at the time, I didn't even associate the fact that I had been sick for so long with my iron going down. It never occurred to me. It honestly never occurred to me that it could be because of my iron crashing. All right, so we had a familial interruption. I went ahead and finished out the wings and put on my mascara. Let's go ahead and get into blush since I already have the bronzer on. Anyway, as I was saying before the familial interruption occurred, so some things that I have learned that over the years that iron is important for, like I said, your immune system, which actually affects everything, your skin, your hair, just it affects everything. It affects functionality, really. Your energy levels, it affects your energy. In fact, it's going to hit your energy levels first. I'm worried about this color. So that's one of our first tell signs that we have a problem going on. Oh, that's not bad. It does have a bit more of a pink flush to it than I would like, but it's not horrible. I can see myself using this at some points. Probably not frequently, but it actually is coming out much better than it did as a swatch. Cat hair. Anyway, so also your mental acuity, it affects memory, it affects mental functioning, it makes it much harder to function when your iron levels are low. It's a little, I don't know. I may have gone overboard just a little bit. Just a little bit. So get a big fluffy thing and bring it down. Of course, some of that is me beating my face and probably bringing pinkness to my face. Anyway, so iron affects pretty much everything in your body. You know, and one of the reasons I wanted, like I said, I wanted to talk about it was because I just recently had this iron crash where I hadn't had a lot of these other symptoms from the iron that we're talking about here before. But this time I did end up with issues with my skin. I ended with issues with in fact, I had to cut my hair. Most people, for some reason, can't tell, but I literally cut at least 6 to 8 inches off my hair. Had to. It was already having some issues from the winter and drying out. The whole iron thing just made everything worse. Okay, we're trying this. That is very subtle. I was sleeping a lot more. I was staying in bed a lot more. And what I found interesting, in a way, was that that's not horrible. It's not building up to a real big shine, but it's not horrible. I think the brightness helps a little bit with how dark the eyes are, but you can all see it's not going to work out. It will. Anyway, I was finding that, every night before I go to bed, I remind myself that in the morning I'm going to do my yoga and I'm going to do my rehab for this shoulder from when I fell. Yeah, it's still going on. It's still problems. We paid a lot of attention to the leg, and not much else got looked at when that happened. So I've been having problems with my arm, and I have some rehab exercises that I'm supposed to be doing when I do my yoga. And I remind myself at night, and in the morning I just couldn't. It wasn't that I didn't. I mean, obviously I didn't, or that I didn't want to. I literally could not. And when the iron started clearing up, which it has done, I noticed that was not that remembering to do that and actually doing it was easier. I was able to do it. I've been able to do it this week. So literally, iron anemia, iron insufficiency will literally affect everything. And I know that most of y'all are going to go, well, I'm tired all the time anyway, because I'm working all the time, or I'm doing this all the time, or I'm doing that all the time. And I don't mean just tired. I don't mean I just got off of 5 days of work and I'm tired. I'm talking about a draining exhaustion that you're just dealing with, and you're just thinking, well, it's probably just that I've been working for 5 days. Get your iron levels checked. After that second crash, it took me months to recover, and that's taking double the amount of RDA for iron. And I am going to have to be on that for the rest of my life. And anytime I'm off, like I had this crash happen this time, anytime I'm off, those symptoms start coming back. You can't get out of bed. You can't function. You can't think. Everything that you would normally be doing. It's almost like a depression, but it's different because there is this draining exhaustion at the root of it. If you don't get it checked, you're risking your health permanently. You're risking being like me and ending up on iron supplements for the rest of your life because your body cannot produce what it's supposed to produce. So that's what this has been. That's my story. My public service announcement, whatever you want to call it. I care about you. You are my dragonettes. You are my people. And I don't want anyone to go through what I've been going through. And, anytime anything happens and for some reason you forget to take an iron pill, or like me, you run out of your supplements for a week and have to wait till you can get them in, that's going to affect you. It affects you harder each time. I don't think I've ever felt anything like what I felt this last time. I spent almost a week in bed, and I literally couldn't do anything around the house. I could not. This is not that I wouldn't do it. I didn't want to do it. I could not. I could get up to go to the restroom. That was the extent of my ability to do anything. I didn't have the energy. I didn't have the motivation. I didn't have the wherewithal to do anything else. And it's a horrible place to be. It really is. And I just am hoping that if you are feeling that tired, you get your iron levels checked. You could always take an iron pill and see if that helps. I would not do the doubling that I'm doing. That is for severe anemia, unless you've seen a doctor and had them confirm that your iron levels are too low. But you might want to try an iron supplement and see if it helps. But the best thing to do is, if you're having those issues, is to go see your doctor, because it will permanently damage your immune system and your functioning. You don't take care of it. If you let it get so bad that you end up with nothing left in your bone marrow. That's what I was told, that I probably had next to nothing left in my bone marrow. All right, with all of those dire warnings out of the way, I am going to go ahead and finish getting changed and getting ready to go, and then we will talk about this look. I am losing stuff on the inner corners. That's my eyes. We all know that. I did put the glitter glue on, but I may have let it sit too long. So I'm going to go and finish up and get tea, and then we'll talk about the box and all of that. Okay? All right. Alrighty, folks. So here is our finished look. I am going to say I am falling apart on the inner corners. You all know how that works. I am not repairing them at this point. I usually try to repair before we come back, but I'm not going to repair them at this point. So you're going to have holes. There's going to be holes. Just going to have to live with the holes. However, I am otherwise really pleased with this look. I think it came out amazing. Holes. Other than the holes, it came out amazing. All right, so let's talk about this box. I could have done with less pink. I really could have done with less pink. That blush is still just really pink. I could have gone a little lighter. That's on me. Okay, so let's go ahead. And since that's where we're at, we're going to talk about these. I do think this went on nicely and smoothly. It's a blush. It does end up being just a bit glowy, as you can see. It has a shimmery sheen to it, but it is not enough to outshine the highlighter. The color is, it's a bit more orangey than I would like. It's an orangey pink, pinky orange. I'm not sure whatever that would be called, but I think it's usable. It's something that I think I could use. This lighter pink, however, I think this is a little too bubblegum for my skin. I'm just going to go with that. I don't think I would ever use this color. So I think the color combo that I ended up getting was just not right for me. I would have liked to see this a little deeper, and this definitely deeper. I could have done with this if this had been deeper, not bubblegum pink. I am not a fair-skinned girl. I don't wear bubblegum pink. This will probably go in the go-away box or to my daughter or something. I honestly don't see her wearing it either. However, the blush did perform. I suspect this would perform like any other blush. $45 for the set still strikes me as too much. Estate, I am not surprised. It's got a nice, I did have to build it up to get this kind of shine, which is fine. But Estate products do tend to be very good. What did they say that was the price on this one? Because it sounded like to me these had gone up. $12? Yeah, I think these have gone up. I think they used to be about 10. So it sounds like these have gone up. No surprise, everything's gone up, right? But I'm not unhappy with this. I'm not unhappy with that price point. I'm very pleased with this. The lip gloss. I am thankful that the lip gloss was a gloss and didn't over adjust the color. I would have been really unhappy if this came in and just over adjusted this color. Colors like this for me are for adjusting colors. These are not colors I wear by themselves. Like I said, I'm just not into that whole bubblegum pink thing. It's just, I don't think it fits me or my skin tone very well. And so I'm really glad that this didn't take over the color that I had put down under it. But not unhappy with it. It just really didn't strike me as very glossy. It prevented the matte from drying down, which any gloss would do, but I don't think it added any shine or anything really at all. It added a little bit of color. The pencil. I like the side that I use. I like the liquid. I don't think, in fact, I don't think it's, I think it's still just not really, yeah. Just the performance of the pencil part on my skin tells me how hard I would have to press to get this to work on my eyes, and it would drive my eyes absolutely freaking bonkers. It would irritate them to no end. So this is it's half good. I did like the tip. I do like the color. I do think it worked fairly well with this look. And it's not overly pink. It actually ended up looking more purple, but it was mixing with some blues, so that's probably why. If I had red underneath there, I'm sure it would come out more of a rosy, deep rosy pink color rather than the purpley color it ended up being. But that said, it's fine. I like the tip on it. I like the way it came out. So I kind of wish that this had been all one liquid liner for me. That's all. The Wicked Widow, I'm not surprised at the performance I got out of it. I did use 3 shades. I am really disappointed that the one shade was broken, and I'm still being careful about tipping it. But it's a beautiful color. It worked on my inner corners. And the pink, I think that pink just, I think it's supposed to be a duochrome, right? Come here. So what did they say this has? This has 4 duochromes or multichromes. So I think that that's what ended up giving us this beautiful shine. When I took that pink and went over the edges, I think that's what gave that beautiful edge. I don't even know if you guys can see it very well. To me, when I look in the mirror and I see it, it actually looks absolutely beautiful. So, I'm real impressed with that. So overall, my thoughts about the box, we've got, 1.5 things that are eh. Well, I guess 2 things that are eh, because one's a set and half the set, the color just doesn't work for me. And then technically speaking, because there's 6 items in front of me, I guess, then the other 4 are just fine. And I like the Lovesick is not a palette I would have bought had I been buying palettes for me for Valentine's. It is just overly pink, and a lot of these colors border on neutral, even, because we got these 2 that are kind of neutral, and then this one may be pink, but it's more of a muted kind of pink. So this is not a palette I would normally get. This kind of silver shimmery thing that goes gold, I have one. I have this purple in other palettes. So, yeah, this is not one I would have purchased on my own, but it's a very pretty palette, and it performed admirably according to the what I've seen from Wicked Widow Beauty from the other palette of theirs that I have. I'm very happy with that. Anyway, so you will have to let me know what you think of this box. If there's anything in this box that you would be interested in purchasing in the future, I would love to hear it. Just let me know down below. And that is it for the day. I do hope that you will consider seriously what I said about iron. If you have been tired for a long time, get your iron checked. You don't want to end up having to be on supplements for the rest of your life because you chose to ignore it. Anyway, so that's it. We're going to go ahead and sip our tea and get on out of here. Let me know down below if you're going to buy anything. And let's go ahead. This has been in here for a while now. Somehow I always manage to make the endings go long enough so that they should be at their full steep, right? I know, I talk too much. Let's get a sip. That is an interesting tea. The mint did mellow out. And it does not taste muddled at all. I'm not saying that I'm getting like the fennel or whatever. I'm saying that these flavors have blended well enough that you're not feeling like it's got 1 or 2 competing flavors that muddle the whole flavor, if you get my drift. So that is actually surprisingly nice. And it doesn't taste grassy or bitter. I'm enjoying that. Okay. This is a tea I might buy again. We will have to see. All right, so that's it. You know what? I love my girls. I love my dragonettes. Hope you have a good one.